Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well today. I wanted to come on here and share some things with you today. And if you have watched my videos over a period of time, you know that I have said multiple times that my brain moves really fast, and a lot of times I cannot say everything that I'm thinking because it just goes so fast that I am better if I type it out and I can get it all on there. And so that's what I'm going to do for you today. I'm going to read what I have typed out today, and so I'm going to be looking over here, so bear with me on that. So let's get started. If you choose to follow Jesus today, your life will have such an impact not only on yourself but on others as well, and you could never imagine the wonderful things that will come from your decision to follow Jesus. You cannot ever fathom what God has in mind for your life or where He will bring you. God has led you to this place at this time because He knows that you need a sprinkling of His love, and He knows you have a heart and a mind that is searching and seeking for something better. When you're alone, you may even cry out for someone to help you through whatever it is that you might be going through or facing right now. But I am here to tell you that there is a big God, and He wants you to give everything you have, all of your burdens and your shame, over to Him. He wants you to lay everything down at His feet and let Him take this burden from you. It says in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Whatever you have done or ever thought of, nothing surprises Him. And you can never do anything in your life that would ever be too bad that would cause Him to walk away from you or to ever stop loving you as much as He does. His love is eternal and everlasting, and His compassion is forevermore. Jesus wants you to call upon Him, and He wants that personal relationship with you. Oops. Sorry, hang on just a second. When Jesus willingly stretched out His arms on the cross, when He chose to be pierced and shed His blood, it was all for you, and it was in your place. He said, "It is finished," meaning that there is never again a death penalty for you. If you choose Him, you will forever have a place in heaven and will be spared from the death penalty. For those who choose willingly to reject Jesus Christ will forever spend forever in hell. If you choose Jesus, you will then be adopted into the family of God, where you will be lavished with His mercies forever. The Christian walk is not easy, but God never intended for us to go about this walk alone. You need Jesus to help you through. Satan wants you to lose sight of what God is doing or will do in your life. Satan also knows your weaknesses, and he will always use them against you, and will use your weaknesses to trip you up or get you tangled in things you really shouldn't be. And he for sure will always try to make you misstep your walk with the Lord by derailing you so you don't walk in the way that is pleasing and honorable to the Lord. Always remember, though, that nothing happens in our life without God's permission. Meaning Satan has to stand before God and ask His permission to mess with us. But in allowing it, God will always bring glory and honor to Himself, and will prayerfully bring you closer to Him as well. And in the end, you will receive the wonderful blessings that He has in store for you for obeying and listening to God's instructions. It's like a football playbook. God has it all written down for you, and He shows you exactly which moves to make and which steps to take. If you choose to listen, you will make it to the touchdown line, but if you choose not to, you will be tackled by the enemy and lose the blessings that God has in mind for you. Satan is always scheming behind your back because he wants to destroy you and your fellowship with God. Satan will always try to stop the will of the Father from being revealed in your life. Guard your heart and mind against the enemy, and put on your whole armor so that you can fight this battle and win this race with endurance. So I'm reading a book called The Divine Embrace, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of what I was reading last night. It says, love changes in ways the law cannot. Spiritual formation, a term used to describe the process of being changed into the image of Christ, doesn't happen by following disciplines. It happens by falling in love. When we fall in love with Jesus, all the other loves in our life fall into place, and those that once competed with Christ now subordinate themselves to Him. Everything in our life finds its proper value once we have properly valued Him. We take time for what we value. We behold what we love. It is not the duty of beholding that changes us, though, but rather the beauty of the one we behold. When Christ at last appears, we will behold Him not only in His beauty for all eternity, and when we be like Him, John says, because we will see Him for the first time as He really is. One day we will be transformed, and it will be a face-to-face transformation. This face who transforms us here, we see it through a glass darkly, often disorderly, and only fleetingly. If we cannot discern the Lord's voice in our life, then we will be at the beck and call for every other voice we hear. The voice of shame, not being approved, a voice of condemnation, of guilt, expectation, obligation, or need. If we have heard from the Savior's own lips how much He loves us and delights in us, it will silence the taunts of the voices that put a mirror to our face and points out all the reasons why Jesus couldn't possibly be in love with such a blemished person. Ultimately, you are the one that He loves, and you are the one He willingly chose to die for, just to spend eternity with you. You are the one that He looks upon with joy and delight in His heart, and truly loves you so much you would never know how deep His love goes. So with that, I'm going to leave you, and I hope that everything that I have said, that it touches your heart. And if you are not a believer in Jesus Christ, I urge you to do so today. We are not promised our next breath, and if you were to die this next second, if you do not have Jesus Christ in your life, if you have never placed your faith in Jesus Christ, you are going to be eternally separated from Him in a place called hell. And it's a place that I would not want anybody to go to. But you are not promised your next breath. And if you die in that rejection, you are going to be where you have chosen to be. And it's a shame for that, and I don't want anybody to be separated from Him. So if you need prayer or you would like to know more about Jesus, you are more than welcome to email the address down below, and I will personally get back with you. I will pray with you and for you. And I hope that you guys have a blessed and wonderful day, and please keep up the people in Florida, keep them lifted up in prayer, as there's a massive hurricane coming. So there's a lot of emotions that are going to be happening with that. So pray that the hurricane steers its way off and doesn't even touch down, and if it does, that it's not as severe as it is. So just lift everybody up today. And with that, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.